Hello, hello and welcome to Abbey College Manchester on a very typically Manchester day. So you're going to get something virtually of the whole Manchester experience. I do have with me three of our students, but I'm going to start with a small presentation first. So the first thing we're going to do is just introduce myself, which is I'm Marc Cronin. I am the head of college at Abbey College Manchester, and very proud to be so. As a college, I would say that we can offer a highly personalised learning experience. Our classes are no more than 12, which means that you can get a great deal of attention. And what we are hoping to do over our time here is to develop a sense of identity and independence that our students will need, not just to cope with the academic pressures and demands that can happen in year 11, 12 and 13, but also for the rest of their life, be that at university or in their professional careers thereafter. And that is our hope. And I have to say, I think we do that very, very well. Next slide, if that's okay. What I would also say is that we are 7 floors right in the middle of Manchester, which is a city with about 100,000 students. So therefore, we're right in the nexus of what is an exciting place to be. And because of that, I think our students get the very small, compact environment of the actual college, but also access to what is a very vibrant, culturally active city that has left its cultural footprint, not just on the UK, but also globally for over a century. So we are in a fantastic location. The college itself runs a number of programs, which you can see on screen. So the GCSE either runs as a 2-year or a 1-year. A lot of our students will do this as a 1-year and will try and access up to 6 subjects in a single academic year with the hope of using those subjects to move on to a level 3 qualification, which usually would be A-level. We do have a number of students that will do it over 2 years, and sometimes that might be because their English skills require some development before they take on what is a demanding program. A-level is usually done over 2 years, but we do have a number of students that will do over a 1 year, and that's quite often because they have sat examinations previously and either wish to get a better score than the one they have, or they need to change subject. So we will have a small number of students next year who have decided to change tact in terms of what they wish to do in the future and require another subject. It might be, say, chemistry. And they will then try and do that in a single year with the hope of then using that score to go on to universities. Abbey College Manchester also has its own international foundation programme, of which the students are with me are all just about to finish. So the important things to remember with IFP is that it's modular, it's highly flexible. By modular, what I mean is that effectively you will have 10 weeks of teaching and then you'll be assessed. Another 10 weeks, you'll be assessed, 10 more weeks, and then you'll be assessed the last time. And what it does mean is that we can process the results extremely quickly. So for example, we are sat here on May the 21st, and in a month's time, all of these students will have finished their IFP programme, and another 4 days on January the 25th, they and the universities will get their scores, which means if they have met the requirements for their university choices, they can then go through the process of actually getting their conditional offers changed to unconditional and will effectively be assured of going to university where they wish to prior to August. It is very flexible. We have a number of different pathways. So each student takes 2 pathways. and usually with key skills. The only pathway that doesn't do that is the medical pathway. They will usually take either physics or maths for 2 modules. But what it does mean is that it gives the students a chance to build up a score in areas that they think they are strong. With the emphasis that we tend to place on our IP students is to get the highest score that they can. And that usually involves doing subjects that they already enjoy. So the pathways that we usually would look at include the creative arts. So that's usually photography as well as art and textiles. Business. So we have 2 business programs. We have a business program that is assessed by examination, but we also have a business program that is assessed through other forms of assessment, usually projects and course essays. We have a humanities pathway, which encompasses aspects of RS, as well as some forms of politics, stroke economics. We also have engineering. So quite often our students on engineering will be usually being taught maths and physics. And then we have our medicine pathway, or biomedicine, which usually involves chemistry and biology. And as I've said, if they are taking the medical pathway, they will usually also be doing physics or maths as the 3rd strand. What we can offer with that is a large selection of universities. So it is not accepted at every single university in the United Kingdom, but the vast majority of universities, including Russell Groups, we will have students this year and other years that have had students accepted with the qualification they've received on the International Foundation Programme. We are justly very, very proud of the way the programme has developed, and we know we have the support of the universities because they quite often tell us. Sports academies. DAS and PARSA here on my right are products of the sporting academies. They've been playing football within the programme for a number of years. So what will happen with that is that our students usually will undertake either football or cycling or tennis. We also have potentially a volleyball academy project that we are hoping will be up and running very, very soon with the Manchester Volleyball Academy. And what it requires is usually that students will train in the afternoon, at least 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and they will be in lessons for the rest of that time. And what that does mean is that they have opportunity to access specialist training in their particular field, which allows them to progress in terms of, say, football or cycling. But it also allows them to maintain the academic rigor for their particular studies. What we have found is that the rigor that this involves, the fact that students are going to have to go back and work on particular aspects of their academic work, as well as maintaining what is usually quite a strenuous physical program, quite often will give them the sense of independence, but also will give them a sense of resilience and rigor that they will take not just into this year, but really, I think, for the rest of their lives. So, why Abbey College Manchester? We are a very, very small college in the heart of central Manchester. We are a tight-knit community. And this means that very, very quickly we have to develop the kind of community feel, the strong sense of identity that our pupils will require in order to achieve the outcomes that they wish to. A lot of our students every single year are new, so therefore we have developed mechanisms and particular strengths, allowing students to adapt to what quite often can be a new academic culture, but also just simply a new culture at full stop. We foster independence. What that means is what we're looking for is our students to understand the importance of working and understanding for themselves, the way that they will approach their studies quite often, as well as approaching other aspects of their lives. Two of our students are in boarding and therefore are maintaining that process, as well as having the kind of boarding life that you have. For instance, Das, how often are you ironing your clothes before coming here?
Quite often.
Quite often, Parser?
Often.
Okay.
Almost every day.
But it's that type of thing. We know that we will have students that will have, as most of us has when we were young, have had a great deal done for them. And then suddenly they're in a place in which actually they're going to have to do a great deal for themselves. It's in a highly secure environment, but that fostering of independence is something that we're justly very proud of. I would also say that Manchester, as I've suggested, is a highly, highly academic city. It has a huge number of students. The chances are, if you are in Manchester, wherever you are from in the world, the chances are there are students that are also from that part of the world, which allows them to develop friendships and connections that go beyond the actual college and into the outer academic community. There is also a great deal of academic work that is going on that students can take an interest in. Manchester Metropolitan and Manchester University, for example, are very, very keen to have students access webinars and research conversations so that they can see for themselves what is going on at those universities. I would also say being in a central location such as this means that our students quite quickly develop a sense of what they wish to do. So for instance, our students will access the city for things like food and entertainment across the time that they are here. And in some ways, we'll get to know this city far, far better than some of us that have actually been living here for some time. So I want to thank you for that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into a conversation with the people around me, but initially I'm just going to say this is Ali here to my left, this is Das, and this is Parser. So I have a number of questions for you, and I'm just going to open it up a little bit, but sometimes there'll be a question that is quite specific, and I will go to you then. So the first question I'm going to ask is, Ali, can you tell me what a typical day in Abbey College Manchester looks like to you?
It looks like very flexible and nice. So we start our college at 9 a.m. Every class is like 1 hour long. The teacher start the lesson. Like the teaching way, it's very flexible and very clear. I can understand everything. We have 2 breaks between the second and the third period, and you have lunch. During lunch, you can be inside the college or go around the college for restaurants and cafes. You have a flexible timetable. You have free periods where you can study on your own, and there are not too much lessons per week. They are like very enough, and I think it's really great.
Okay, and the learning centre, how have you found using the learning centre for your own independent study?
It's silent place where you can focus on your assignments, on your homework. It's like really good environment for dependent study. Or you can also, there's a small room. If you don't understand something, you can ask the teacher or your friends, and you can share the information and the knowledge.
So there are certain sessions where we have key members of staff that are down there to help you if there's any particular issue.
Exactly.
Apart from Das, how does being on the football programme change the dynamic of your working day? How does that change things?
I feel like it gives us a sort of discipline that I don't believe we would have gotten if we weren't a part of the football program, as well as it builds a bond between us as well as teammates, as well as also classmates and people just who happen to go to the same college. It builds a close sense of community with all of us, as we all know that we're friends on the pitch and also friends off the pitch as well. And it doesn't really impact our education as well because the teachers always go the extra mile in order to help us whenever we miss a lesson because we have football 6 periods a week. So those periods that we do miss outside of college, the teachers always make sure that they push us in order to not just sit back and miss the lesson. They give us extra work or they support us in different ways because of the classes that we may have missed.
And do you use the study in order to make sure that you can catch up in the fastest possible time?
Yes.
How does the classroom environment differ from studying at home or your previous school, Ali?
So here we have small groups, which I prefer it because I can have good bonds and relationship between me and my friends. I can clearly ask the teacher for any help or any question. He can focus on your work, and the teacher also can focus on you. The teacher, when he see you have a problem or weakness, he will directly tell you and improve it and help you, gives you way to how to improve. And I really like the small groups.
Okay.
Yeah, because back in my home, we have like 30, 40 students. You can't really focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, most groups here will be usually between, say, 8 or 12.
Yeah.
So it's significantly smaller.
Yeah.
And how have you found the change in environment from how you previously schooled?
Yeah, it's the same thing because back in year one, like there were a lot of people in the classes and it was really crowded. You can really focus, but here, like they just focus on your strengths and weaknesses.
And how do you find the feedback from your teachers? How is that usually given to you?
It's usually sent to us in a report, and what it does is it tells us where our current strengths are, and then it also tells us where our not weaknesses, more in areas to improve on.
And Ali, how much focus do you place on those areas to improve?
Good. So you can add some study, like when I have free period, I focus on them. Also, when I have free time, even in my day and back home, I can also focus. It's like hours. It's good to know where is your area of development so you can focus on and you can quickly to improve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question I'm going to ask you is, what's been the biggest challenge of studying in the United Kingdom? What do you think the biggest challenge is?
First, it was just the language, but everything was pretty easy.
Okay, and what about the language support? How important is that?
It was really good because like teachers tried to like speak normal. They don't use really hard language, so you can learn stuff really quick.
Okay.
So I started in Abbey before 2 years. Before 2 years, I had zero speaking skill in English, but I appreciate the IELTS classes that I got, that I improved over 1 year. It was also quickly and very useful. I got my IELTS test in February. I got 6.5, which I really got the support, the English IELTS, and I got the confidence to speak in English.
And it's going very well.
Thank you. Yes.
And how is it that teachers support you both in and out of the classroom? How is it that they support you in not just developing academically, but maybe your rigor and your resilience? How are they developing that with you?
They develop it because first of all, they're always on demand in a way, so you can need them at any time of the day, and if you send them a message on Teams, there's a good chance they'll respond if they're available. As well as also in lessons, they don't rush past a topic. They will sit down with specific students who may not understand the topic as well as the other students, and they will go over it in free time in order not to hinder the rest of the lesson going forward. As well as they use language in lessons that wouldn't be too complicated for someone who's learning English to understand. And the work that they give us is work that makes you have to think outside of the box. They don't just give you work and be like, okay, do this. They'll give you a work, and then you have to figure out how to do it. And if you don't understand it, then they give you little hints and tips. They never just give it to you. They make you have to work for it in order for you to just to expand your knowledge on the subject. And
Okay. And Parsley?
Yeah. So I think the best part is that whenever in the day you send them a message, they'll just reply in like 10 minutes. And they are always online when you text them about your studies. And I think that's really good because they can support you like the whole day.
And for all of you, how do you use the Learning Centre? Do you have designated study periods and you just use those, or do you go in other periods in order to make sure that you're ahead of what you have to be doing?
We have designated study periods, but we also go in as well sometimes when we don't have a study, just to catch up on stuff as well as just to further our education.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Okay. Ali?
Yeah.
So I see you down there quite a lot.
Yeah, I really like the environment where I can just focus on my study.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you usually the learning centres, does that put less emphasis on you having to, travelling home and then having to work long hours? Do you use it in order to maintain quite a healthy work
Yeah.
life balance?
Yeah. Because it's like I work at school, so when I go home, I have less work.
That's great.
Yeah.
Which seems a sensible thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. University preparation. So can you tell us about the support that you got in terms of the process of going through your university application?
So every week we have a lesson called UCAS where they support you to finish your UCAS application. They are with you in every step, in every form. Any question you want, any information they can give you because they have like experience like 10, 20 years in this field. It was really useful. Like I finished my UCAS application before 2 months, 3 months already, where it gives you a lot of time to relax and get your pressure out and focus on the university that you want and get the grades that you want. Yeah, and you also get your offers early because you finished your application early. So it's really useful.
Okay. And Des, what kind of help did you have with your personal statement?
I got help writing my personal statement in a way where language and stuff that would not have been useful in it or stuff that should be put in it but I haven't put in it. You actually were the one who helped me to do it.
I didn't want to say.
You helped me understand that writing a personal statement isn't just, you can't just write it and send it. You have to review it, you have to look over it, make changes to it, add things, delete things. It's not just a one-time thing that you write once and you just send.
And one thing I would also say is that at the moment you're finishing your unit 3, but say for myself and Nigel, who tend to look after UCAS, a lot of the support that we'll be giving you in the weeks from late June going into early July tend to be quite important because there'll be documents and things that you need. There'll be correspondence with universities that may be confused over certain points or haven't had all the information that they think they require, although actually they probably have. And myself and Nigel will probably be doing that up until probably late July, with the hope that by the time the A-level students get their results, our IFP students are already pretty much set. The universities know that they've achieved what they have to and are able to give them the offer. And takes them out of that August cycle, which can be a little bit of a high risk place to be. I'm not sure that this particularly impacts on you because I suspect you were playing football on the day. But Ali, did you attend the university fair in October?
Yeah,
and how did that help you?
It was really, really informative. Like I saw universities where they are really suitable for me. I really like their locations, their ranking, their conditions or like requirements. And I choose 2 of them. My firm and my insurance was from the university fair. And I really found it useful.
Okay. The college has a number of universities that it has quite a strong relationship, and in October those universities came to see us. And they were based in the Learning Centre for the afternoon, and a lot of our students, including the Year 12s, also took the time to speak to those universities. And yes, we did find that, like Ali said, a number of those students did use the experience to formulate the ideas as to what universities they would like to go to. Did you manage to go?
No, we weren't.
No,
We had
I was
football
pretty
after.
sure that you had a manage, yes. So less impactful for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to move on to the pastoral side and maybe a little bit about football. Ali, can you just explain the role of your personal tutor?
Oh, so you mean the lesson of the tutor?
Yeah.
So every week we have different topic to discuss. It's called Be Random, like about the cultures, about the countries, about the academic year, finance, about religions. It can give you a lot of ideas of knowledge that you may didn't know them before, you may know them. And yeah, it's like kind of different like routine that makes you enjoy the college more.
And Das and Pastor, can you just tell me about your personal tutor in terms of the role in your academic progression? So did you have ACE day with your
Yes.
personal tutor, and what did that involve?
So basically, they just give you the feedbacks about your studies, and they get it from different teachers, and they send you as an file in note Teams, and you just have to check them and write what you have to do to improve the feedbacks. And you have an ACE day that you basically just come to college to talk to your tutor about it and tell them how you're going to improve it.
Okay.
And they're just going to take notes and help you about it.
So Das, how important do you think it is that you have a tutor as well as a head of year that has a very vested interest in you developing and improving?
I think it's very important because your tutor is like your parent away from home. They're like your parent in school. That any problem you have in school, you go to your tutor first before you go to anyone. And also your head of year as well. They are very involved with every student. They don't just focus on a specific set of students. They focus on everybody, trying to give everyone that personal touch when it comes to communicating with them, whether it's just a normal everyday talk or you're talking about something important with school or with your lessons. So I do think it's very important.
And Jonathan also will be the person who quite often, if there are anything that you wish to talk about, Jonathan's the person who you probably would converse with about those type of things. Also, you have your tutor who's usually pretty understanding regarding these type of issues. Ali, what did you do for enrichment?
So over 2 years, I had 4 different enrichments.
Okay.
The first thing I had IELTS because I wanted to improve it and it was helpful. After I done it, I did science. Every week we had different experiments. It's either a physics experiment or chemistry or biology. And then I did math challenge because I like maths. It was really challenging. You enjoying, like you feel genius when you solve a really challenging one. And now I am doing board games where you have like different options of board games. You can play with your friends, with the students there, and you can enjoy the enrichment lesson.
And how important have you found having that particular period of the week where you're not doing anything particularly academic?
It was really helpful to make new friends and more you contact more with your friends and a little bit like enjoy something different from the same routine of your lessons.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to quickly move on. I'm sorry, Ali. I'm going to move on to a little bit about the football program. So, Parson and Das, can you just tell me a little bit about the football academy and its role in terms of your timetable?
So we train 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We usually have matches on a Friday. And what we do is we train after 11:15. I mean, no, 1:15, sorry. and we train from 1:15 to about 3:30, 3:45. And taxis take us from here at 1:15 to the, what's it called again?
10 acres.
10 acres lane. They take us to 10 acres lane, which is a private field. It's a very good standard field as well, but it's a private field that the college rents out for us to play on, and we train on there as well. We also have home games there as well. We also have away games that we play against professional teams in Manchester and also other colleges as well.
And in terms of the impact that it has on your timetable, what has happened? How have we managed to absorb this?
So what we do is where we're meant to have the two lessons that we're meant to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're taken out and football is put in. And then the teachers, the teachers will send you work after football or during football that you can work on after football. And that work it tends to be the work they've done in class that day that you may have missed, but it'll give you extra support and extra help. Like they might send you a file that the other students didn't have, but it's to help you understand because you missed the lesson, so you missed that face-to-face interaction with the teacher to learn from them directly.
And do you get the chance maybe to do a bit of face-to-face with the teacher if there's a topic that you've
Yes.
struggled with?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so that's important. How do you think being part of the football program has supported your academic work then?
So, what do you mean by that?
Well, juggling all this activities is difficult. What skills do you think you've developed on the football program that you think has helped you in terms of
I
your
think
academic?
communication was the main one because you just learn to like communicate with different people, with different like ways to speak because you have to speak there in football pitch and you're just forced to speak. So when you speak, you can just improve your communication skills.
And did you find now that you're more willing to ask for help when you need it because you feel more confident that way?
Yeah.
And were you the type of person that would struggle to ask a teacher for help previously, or
Not really.
not really? Because sometimes it can be difficult to say to a teacher, I haven't really got that. And that sense of community and that sense of being able to communicate is really, really
I
important.
think the places are really friendly, so no one is really shy about asking
Okay.
questions.
Which is good to hear.
Yeah.
Boarding like that, Alex, sorry. So just tell me about your day-to-day in terms of your relationship with the house parents.
Well, Jade is like an older sister to me. Me and Jade, I feel closest to Jade as a house parents. I feel close to all their house parents because they are first of all, they're all great people. They will support you in every way you need. They will help you with almost anything you need. Like for example, today was my birthday and I had a package delivered last night around 10 p.m. It was some clothes for my birthday. And Imelda went downstairs. I called Imelda and she went downstairs around 10:30 to go get the package for me so it wouldn't get stolen. So they're willing to go the extra mile for students, no matter the relationship they have with the student, they're willing to put their needs second in order to make sure the student has what they want or the student is accommodated.
So happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm not going to sing.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's not going to make your birthday, I can tell you. But say in the morning, what is it that the house parents do in terms of making sure that you're ready for college?
So in the morning, usually at 7:30, they come and knock the doors, so they make sure you're awake to do your stuff and get ready to go to college. And you have to leave the college at 8:40. And they're quite friendly in the morning. Like they ask you how are you and how is it going and this stuff. I think that's really nice to like communicate as a friend, not just house parent.
And what time is it that you have to be back in the residence for?
4:30.
4:30. And if you're not back by 4:30,
They call the police.
they can. Well, they call me first.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of regulation so that we know where you are. Quite often, if you're running a bit late, there'll be a message asking where you are and to get back. For the house parents, you think, have they been very supportive in terms of developing that independence? So how have they managed to do that?
The way they've developed our independence is they don't baby us. We're expected to do a lot of things by ourselves, but also they will help us with things that we're not fully capable of doing. Like we're meant to keep our rooms clean, keep the kitchens clean, keep all our areas and spaces clean. And if you're not able to keep it clean, they will give you warnings as well as they are um punishments for not keeping your room clean or your kitchen clean, such as gatings, which is when you can't go out from a certain period of time or it can be the whole day, depending on how severe the situation is.
I mean, part of the reason for that, obviously, is in those kind of communal spaces, you're not doing something sometimes can impact the rest of the people, say, within your kitchen or your wing.
Yeah.
So, for instance, in those periods where people haven't done their washing up, it means no one else really can do their washing up because there's a sink full of someone else's dishes.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we try and develop that sense, not just that you are working in, but also that you're part of a group, that you're going to impact on other people if you are not doing what it is that you need to be doing quite like you're supposed to be doing it. What are the rules in boarding?
The rules are you have to be back by 9 p.m. on weekdays, but on weekends from Friday and Saturday, it's 10 p.m. You have to be out of the boarding house by 8:40 every morning. No loud noises after 10 p.m. That one I've broken a few times. Kitchens have to be clean. There are room inspections where they make sure that your room is clean and tidy. Every floor has a different day. So my floor would be Thursday, for example, because I'm on the fourth floor, but like the first floor would be Monday and so on. I wouldn't say there's not that many rules, I would say. I'd say they have a more independent approach. I would say they're more laid back. And because they tend to give you the freedom to do what then give you the freedom to do what you want, then correct you when you made a mistake rather than cage you and not give you the opportunity to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, because it's such a secure environment, we're able to give you that sort of freedom within.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about, people accessing the building because that's not possible. So what it does mean is that we can support you in the sense of seeing how you progress. And then, as you say, making you aware of something that maybe you haven't quite got right. We are expecting, because you are young people, that you're going to make a few mistakes.
Yeah.
We kind of accept that. But the rules are there just to give you the parameters of behaviour that you need, because obviously all of us are governed by those type of things. Will you miss boarding?
I will, because we're a very close-knit family in boarding. Like, for example, on the fourth floor, we'll have boys from both wings in one kitchen listening to music, all cooking together. Sometimes we'll have a movie night where we'll all just sit in the common room and watch a movie, as well as me and Parsa as well. Parsa has come to my room many times to play games as well. I've gone to his room. It's a very interactive community. Everyone speaks to everyone. There's no hostility with anyone at all.
Parsa?
I think the atmosphere is really cool, and I think mostly students enjoy the friendships and all this stuff because you're basically living with your friends and a lot of your friends. So you're gonna have fun and you're gonna miss it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you all this particular question. What is your overall experience of living in Manchester? How have you found it?
So I found Manchester like my second home. I really like because the center it's like small. You can like by 1 hour you walk all Manchester. Everything is close. The museums, the college, the restaurants, the supermarket, the mall, everything is close. And there's one day where I visit all the 3 museums in one day because it's very close and they are really interesting. Also you have the Man City Stadium and the Old Trafford. They're also close. Like one day on the weekend, I wake up, I went to run from my home to Old Trafford by 15 minutes, very close. And the weather, it's mostly raining, but it's give you like the Manchester vibe, and it's really cool.
Always bring a jacket.
Or an
Yeah.
umbrella.
Yeah, every day
Okay.
to secure yourself because you don't know. 5 minutes raining, 5 minutes sunshine, then comes raining, then sunshine. It's like a joke.
Go on. How have you found living in Manchester?
Mm.
Oh, okay. So I think Manchester is really nice but I can never choose between London and Manchester because like they have different advantages and disadvantages. So
And
you can't
what do you
really
think of the
decide.
advantages of Manchester?
So Manchester literally has everything that London has, but it's less crowded and there's not a lot of people here. But London is different. Like it's really crowded, and I think after a while it will just get crazy.
And what about your home city from where you're from? Is that are you
Yeah, because I live in capital, so
okay?
I think it's worse than London. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so you think it's busier more?
Yeah, I prefer living somewhere chill for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Manchester's quite chilled. As you
Yeah,
say, it's a
because
very compact city.
yeah,
And you can quite quickly go from the centre of Manchester towards, say, Salford very quickly.
and it's a city for like students. So
It
you
definitely
see
has
different.
become one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the time that I've been working here, that's definitely been a thing. It's noticeably younger,
Yeah.
which is odd when you're getting older in the way that I am. But I can see it being a very vibrant city for people of your age. What activities do you do outside of the college in the city? What is it that you do maybe as your hobbies or interest outside of say football? Is there anything that you do?
So as I said, there is a lot of many activities in Manchester. We like me and my friends, we go shopping. One time we went to bowling. One time in winter we went to ice skating, and there's ice skiing. Also, you can travel if you like traveling. By 1 hour by train, we went to Blackpool, and one time we went to York. Like everything gets close. When you are a student here, you get a lot of benefits in Manchester, like good deals for traveling, for meals, and for shopping. There's always discounts and special deals for students, which I really liked these benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there anything outside of football that you do in and around Manchester?
I go to the chess club in the library quite often sometimes. I also like snowboarding at the Chill Factor.
Okay.
I snowboard quite often at the Chill Factor. We go Power League, which is football. I go to the gym quite often because when you do the football program, it comes with a gym membership as well. So I go to the gym quite often as well. I like the library. I like studying in the library. It's quiet. I like the environment. I'm also close to the library as well, the college location. Um, that's about it, to be
Okay.
honest
Well,
with you.
cinema, which is the closest
Oh yeah,
cinema to
cinema.
where you are?
Printworks.
In Printworks. I mean, Printworks is basically the stone throw away.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
And Parcel, is there anything
I
else?
think they're different stuff. Like they're pretty close to Clydesdale as well. So there are a lot of mini golf places. We have like some arcade places. And I think the most favorite one for people in Manchester because like they're huge football fans. They go watch the matches for United and Man City, and they go to the stadiums. I think that's the most popular one.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do that type of thing. And how important do you think for all three of you it is that you do have something outside of your studies that you enjoy doing?
I think it's very important because I think you can't just immerse yourself only in books because you need to have a life outside of just your education. I believe that education is important, but also having a life is also important. You can't bury your head just only in books and expect to have a happy life where you can actually go out and do things alongside learning. So, for example, when we go to the football museum, for example, you're learning about the history of football as well as you're enjoying it because football is something you enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Parcel?
So I think if you're a student from like a different country and you're here for a living, you cannot always study because the loneliness and everything affects you. So you really have to spend time with different people so you can just feel the loneliness.
Or not feel the loneliness?
Yeah.
Ali?
I think we said everything. My friends, they didn't let me like. They said everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Right. I have finished my particular questions, Tori. Are there any questions from anyone that is watching us?
There are. Joshua has asked a really interesting question for you, Mark, about, I suppose, again, all sort of chip in and answer. Kind of, how did you find it sort of adapting? Because I think all of you went through year 12 and started on some A-level courses as well. How did you find it in terms of adapting to a smaller number of subjects, maybe sort of coming in for maybe someone, especially even for the English students, study sort of 6, 7 GCSEs, maybe more, and then all of a sudden you're really narrowing your studying down to maybe sort of 3, possibly 4 subjects. And did you find that difficult? And maybe, how did you adapt to that?
Well, it wasn't too difficult. It was more of a relief, as although you're going more in depth into those 3 subjects, you're doing less subjects as a whole, so you can prioritize more time to those subjects as well. So you have a better understanding of the subjects, because not only are you constantly not thinking of different ideas and different subjects, but all your attention and focus is in one place or 3 places, but it's easier than having to juggle a lot more subjects.
Cool.
And I also found it easy to choose the 3 subjects because I know what I love to do in the university. So I searched for the subjects they require from me, and I already choose the 3.
Okay. And is this Joshua?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Joshua, one thing I would say is that the process we are all going through is one of specialization. You start with an awful lot of subjects, and then you are going through a process in which you become more specialized in terms of what you do, because that's the skill that you will require to have usually a professional career. They want you to be able to work on something in a highly efficient, specialized way. And some of that process involves picking the subjects that either suit, as Ali says, the career path that he wants to do, or it might be just simply suit your skill set. So, for instance, not everyone can be a mathematician. A very long time ago, I had a group of friends of which I was the only one that did not choose to do A-level maths. But on reflection, I would say at least 2 or 3 of my friends picked a choice that was not suited to their skill set. And probably regretted it as a consequence. So I would say have a criteria. If you have a particular thing that you wish to do in the future, analyze it in terms of what it is you are good at doing. Because ultimately, when you are doing whatever level 3 course it will be, you want to get the best outcome, which usually involves getting the best grades. And sometimes that's maybe not in a subject that you initially wanted to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. And then also just all 3 of you in year 12, and you would have done, I've got the right titles, study in the 6th, support in the 6th, where again, I think you get some help with success in the 6th. You get, again, say a little bit about that, maybe so how some of the sort of study support from that works as well.
What?
So they teach you ways how to study more effective, like using flashcards or whiteboards, or how to manage your time and make a clear timetable for your college and outside the college life, how to manage your homeworks and assignments. It was like really helpful and knowledgeable.
I think from my point of view, which obviously is an older one, is that where success in 6th form was very useful, or is very useful, is that the kind of way in which you learn and then revise for GCSE, just for most people, isn't going to work for A-level. It's a completely different type of workload, and therefore students need different strategies in order to maintain that kind of level with what is a huge amount of material that they are going to study over quite an extended period of time. And what we hope from success in the 6th form is it gives them those skills. It will give them the skills to look at different approaches that don't involve either passive or cramming forms of learning, because we know that those don't tend to be effective at A level. And it's those students that are able to adapt to different learning techniques and different revision techniques that tend to do very, very well.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so one about the football program, and especially in particular the matches that you do on Fridays. Do you get people come and watch those matches? Do you ever get kind of any of the scouts or coaches and things come along and watch you?
The thing is, you never know because that's the rule for like scouts. You never know. But yeah, I've been here for 3 years now, and I've been seeing a lot of players that have been scouted. So yeah, if you be so lucky, yeah.
But that's the thing, you never know when the scout's gonna be there. It's more of a surprise.
But I presume that you have your own show reel as well, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
So there is a show reel that scouts can employ as well. But yes, I think most scouts. My dad was a scout, and he did not usually announce himself before he turned up.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I think that's it for the questions that we've had. So just as a final point, the three of you, sort of question me, just as a leaving thing, just say everyone, what do you enjoy the most about being at Abbey College Manchester?
I enjoy the community that everyone holds.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. At the same thing, the community is really nice.
I joined the program that I do IFB.
Okay,
And
you
what
enjoy
do you
it.
enjoy about the IFB? What was it?
It's really flexible. The exams are also flexible. It's like every 10 weeks, I can focus on one exam. I can improve my grades, and it's really sweet my career. I really like it.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time this morning, because I know you were again all preparing for those final exams as well. So it's very much appreciated. And yeah, so thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much for everyone watching, and thank you for the panel for their wonderful answers.
Okay, that's great. Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.